Forward with the first exclusive conversation, and they will be sharing their views on Bengaluru reality, present and future trends. I repeat the subject of conversation for you all. This is Bengaluru reality, present and future trends. I'll be first introducing our honorable moderator with a brief introduction, and then I'll be introducing our speakers in alphabetical order, and I'll be requesting all of them to come together on stage after all the introductions are complete. Ladies and gentlemen, this session will be moderated by Adarsh Ranka, who's partner, Indian member firm EY Global. Mr. Adarsh has over 26 years of audit experience and has managed a large portfolio of clients across various sectors with significant experience in real estate, infrastructure and industrial products and manufacturing sector clients. He has significant experience working on public offerings and has assisted clients in working through issues relevant to their industries such as complex revenue recognition arrangements, lease arrangements, asset important and shared basis arrangements. We also have with us today as an honorable speaker, Ashwinder Singh, who's the Vice Chairman and CEO BCD Group and Co-Chair CII Real Estate NR. Ashwinder ji leads the group's expansion into Pan-India real estate development. Previously as CEO of Bhartiya Urban, he set benchmarks with a 150 plus acre integrated township overseeing 12 million square feet of residential projects and launching 4 million square feet valued at $600 million. As co-founder and first CEO of Anrock and CEO of JLL Residential, Ashwinder ji has redefined industry standards in the true sense of the term. He's also an author of 3 #1 industry bestsellers and founder of the Open House newsletter, followed by thousands. We also have with us the honorable presence of Dr. R. Kumar, who's the founder and chairman at Navin's. Dr. R. Kumar, the visionary behind Navin's, has led the organization over the last 35 years, helping it to surge ahead as the most trusted and respected construction and real estate brand in the city of Chennai. In 35 years, Dr. Kumar has ensured that Navin's has brought over 125 plus functionally elegant projects, most of which have been landmarks in the city. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please request all of you to clap and appreciate loudly the presence of all these wonderful people as I call them on stage for the first exclusive conversation over here. May I please have all 3 of you on stage, please. Please come, sir. Welcome. Welcome. Can I please have the claps going as they make their way to the stage, please? We need that start on a very energetic note, Bengaluru. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And a warm welcome to you all over here at the Reality Plus Conclave and Excellence Awards South 2024. Requesting you to take your seats. And sir, over to you from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sure with the high pitch that you had, we'll have to move from the first gear to maybe the 4th gear now. Okay. So a very good morning, all of you. If you look at the real estate sector, it today contributes 7% to the GDP. It's the 2nd largest employer after agriculture. And the irony is, today we have 17% of the population globally, but only 2.4% of the land area. So clearly the importance of this sector is really high, given that background. I think if you look at last few years, at least the last 8 to 10 years, there was a lot of lull and slowdown in the industry, nothing big happening. But the last 3 years especially has been transformative for this sector. Whether you look at RERA regulation that came in, whether you look at the new business models, you look at REIT, you look at co-working, you look at, a lot of these data centers, a lot of the new businesses that started coming up, whether the GCC, startup. I think the entire sector went through a lot of transformation the last 3 years. And I think kudos to all the developers in the South. They have been the pioneers and the front runners to get this agility and the innovation that is required. So I would request a round of applause for all the developers from South for really making an impact on this sector. Having said that, I think I have with me the 2 stalwarts from the industry. I'll let them do more of the talking. So maybe let me start with Ashwinder. If you look at clearly, there are a lot of trends which I'm sure you're seeing in terms of the sector today. What is that is shaping up the sector in terms of the recent trends, more especially from the verticals, residential and commercial? I mean, it'll be good to have your perspective, Ashwinder, there.
Thank you everyone, thank you Adarsh, thank you Reality Plus. Uh, I think you've set the stage very well. The last 2 years have been quite good for the industry in more than one ways. On the residential side, it is very clear that it is a journey from affordable to affordable plus. So there is nothing actually affordable that is really what the consumer is looking at, the end user is looking at, and it is an environment of affordable plus. As I was sharing with you, the average price in the top 7 cities in 23 of the new launches was at 1 CR. And the recent report says it has gone up to 1.25 CR in 2024, which is a 25% increase in the average price of launches, which is phenomenal. I don't think any year has seen this kind of an increase. So on the residential side, the trend is more on lifestyle. People need bigger homes. These are the clear things coming out. 3 bedroom has become the fastest selling unit size, not just in Bangalore, but across the country. 2 bedroom is slowing down. The growth of affordable homes for the first time is lower than the growth of homes which are above 1 crore. Now, what that means is, at an absolute level, the affordable home sale might be bigger, but for the first time, the growth rate of homes above 1 crore has been more. On commercial, there is a clear shift towards hybrid workspaces, flexible spaces, whatever you want to call it co-working, you want to call it flexible. Most of the clients are going and looking for these kind of spaces. I don't think it has got to do more with the capital expenditure, but it is more about the convenience and lack of hassle. And a lot of new players have come in the co-working space, in the flexible space. If you talk about larger companies that are looking for commercial spaces, for them it is more of a brand positioning. So a lot of work going on in those spaces because these are large firms who can afford it. A lot of focus on mental wellness, sustainability, etc., is at the core. If I come to the industrial side, the India plus one story globally is playing out very well. Uh, the manufacturing is moving towards India for various reasons. The top 3 markets that are really doing well on the industrial side, where we are seeing a lot of action because of the way they are positioned, plus the infrastructure that they provide, is Pune, Ahmedabad, and Chennai, where a lot of industrial spaces are coming up. So that's what the trend looks like. So it's like obviously retail and hospitality is there, but looks like the 3 pioneers in terms of growth is a 3-legged stool which is there, which is residential, commercial, and a growth on the industrial side because of quick commerce and other manufacturing things happening in India.
No, I think I completely agree. So clearly, I think looks like there's been a good growth, continues to be there. So maybe I think I'll take the next logical question to you, Dr. Kumar, and we spoke of it briefly earlier. I think there's been a great growth story, whether as investor, whether as a consumer, the last 2 years, and I think what Ashwinder said, all the 3 verticals, a lot of models may be changing, but things look very positive. But I mean, having seen the industry for so many years, right? You've been there so long, it's cyclical. So do you see any challenge or risk in terms of impact of a downturn or some correction in the near future? I know it's a wrong question from a promoter, but yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Reality Plus, for this opportunity to be with you all. Happy morning to all of you. Um, see, I'll tell you, real estate, on the larger picture, real estate has been contributing about 7.35% for the national GDP. But it's going to hit 15% by the year 2037. So the contribution of real estate is going to go much higher. It's not a short term, it's a long term, for 35. There is a large scope. Fundamentally. But see, per se, if you take Bangalore, what we find is on the residential side, there has been a little bit of price overheating happening in the last year or so. Prices in the last 4-5 years, up to 23, from 2019, after the COVID, just before COVID, and 2023, the prices have gone up by about 50%, which is about 10-12% per annum, which is a normal growth. But suddenly last year, I think there has been a spurt, about 30%, 25 to 30% increase in prices across the city, all over. And that is where we have to be, the developers, as developers, we need to be a little more careful, because I'll tell you, we think once the prices go up, we try to ride on that and okay, you try to get more money out of the project. But the danger is, actually, once the prices go up, you are not the owner of the entire land around. You are only the owner of the property, or okay, you have a joint venture. In that project, you will make money. But all around, you jack up the prices. The landowners immediately increase the prices in the surrounding area. So what happens, there is what is called replacement cost. When you want to do the same project again in the neighborhood, now your costs are going to be whatever money you earned, even that is not enough. So actually, are the builders getting very rich by jacking up prices? No, it is the landlords who take away all your gain. So I think we as builders, we'll have to be responsible about the price movements. Yes, we have to be guarded, because we trigger a price war, price rise in the land, so which is our raw material. So this is one caution which we need to adopt. On the commercial side, as Mr. Singh said, see, these three things like industrial development, co-working spaces. See, until about 2 years back, it's the IT-ITES which was riding, and now there is a dip in IT-ITES absorption, whereas these industrial businesses and co-working spaces have been taking that space, and the absorption is quite good. I think about 11 million square feet got absorbed in Bengaluru last year, and it's going to be similar this year. And one very interesting thing, the rentals in office space. If you see, about 7-8 years back, it was like $1 per square foot was the norm. If you really see, even today, despite all the growth, it is $1 per square foot. So for the people who are hiring your spaces, it has remained constant at $1 per square foot on an average. So absolutely there is no problem. We can continue to build more and more. So there is a lot of scope.
No, I think this dollar analogy is something which will go viral, I'm sure. So coming to you, Ashwinder, I think we are in a startup capital city, a city with a lot of technology. So we can't skip unless we have a question on technology. So how are you seeing technology, whether it's AI, whether it's blockchain? Is this sector really getting impacted, especially in terms of managing the sales, managing your customers? Is that something really big already, or are you seeing something happening in the future?
Let me try and say something that might get viral. I feel technology is the new cement in the real estate industry. Real estate has been a laggard in terms of adoption of technology, but as you rightly said, Adarsh, and you understand it very holistically because you advise on multiple levers of the real estate business, starting from compliance to funding to construction to sales, audits, transactions, M&As. There are 4 pillars of technology in real estate. The 4 pillars of technology are number 1, it is prop tech. Within prop tech, number 1 is data. Technology is democratizing data. So now you can, data is no more a leverage. It is no more a competitive edge. It is up to you how you want to kind of utilize the available data which is there. So from a real estate sense, whether it is a developer or a home buyer, my always advice is that leverage data, whether it is coming up with a new product or whether it is choosing a new product to buy. So data is going to play a very big role. AI is helping a lot in terms of search. Search has become in terms of recommendations, in terms of what your target segment is, what your profile is. As a developer, if I know what the target segment is, I can use a lot of AI to figure out where is my target segment, which are the micro markets where my customer will come from, what is the ticket size I need to kind of work on, what kind of unit plans I need, whether it is 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4 bed, what can be the maximum price, what is the absolute price. Because when you're looking at pricing, you have to focus on per square feet, plus you also have to focus on the absolute price that the client is going to pay. So AI helps you on the search side. Blockchain is something phenomenal. We've seen how the cryptocurrency world is moving, especially Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is becoming a store of value. It has got institutionalized. It is around $100,000 today. And what blockchain does in terms of transaction is it brings in a lot of transparency, and you can't fiddle with the transaction. So blockchains are going to come into play because once blockchain is utilized, the compliance aspect cannot be changed. You can't fiddle because blockchain first came into banking and financial services because those transactions were very, very critical. So number 4 on technology, this is the 4th lever, which is IoT, because cities are becoming smarter, homes are becoming smarter, energy conservation is becoming very important, water conservation is becoming very important. So on and so forth. So data, AI, blockchain, IoT. If I have to simplify the conversation, these are the 4 pillars of technology that will work and will be very important as we proceed. For all stakeholders, whether you are a developer, whether you are a channel partner, or you are a home buyer, you should use this, and this will become a way of life.
No, I think completely agree. Especially if I see the Gen Z, the way they have been brought up. I mean, unless some of these are there, when you connect them, when you have them as your customer or when you service them, I think at all touch points, this is something which will be really important. I agree. Dr. Kumar, I think one of the important things which at least many of us were expecting, say, post-COVID, is life will be normal, everyone will be back to office, especially married people like us just wanted to be back in office. But I think that's still not completely happened, right? I think we are seeing a lot more hybrid work, remote work, and that is a positive for the sector. People who have adapted as a sector in terms of the offerings that they have brought, new solutions that they have brought, but it's also been challenging to the sector. So how do you see this continuing or impacting in terms of the sector, the future trends?
See, what I see, there are 2 sides to that. One, the employer and the employee. While this hybrid, work from home and work in office, it's now both are happening. But what happens is, I also hear from people who work from home, like you said, that's not the best option. People don't want to be at home and working all the while. And then, see, the working hours, it's a gray area. What is the working hour? Nobody knows. And so it hits them. In fact, it's better, the employees feel better to run away to the office and hide in the office from the family, and also get into the office environment. You also, the networking happens, the mixing of people, connection, for social connection in the office. That is one part which is missing in work from home culture. I think it will slowly evolve. It's not going to be overnight transformation, like COVID brought a overnight transformation, that's not going to happen. It will be like an evolution where this model will evolve into, I think slowly the offices will bounce back and then they will become more important and significantly important with some flexibility, maybe some days off, some days on kind of model which will evolve over time.
It'll become more like an option and a flexible option available rather than like a hybrid model.
Yeah, I
likely.
think even the working timings, all that will change now. No, so there is discipline and attendance, all that will go as long as the work is done. It's fine.
Agree. So I think the other important piece, off late you look at everywhere we keep hearing on ESG, sustainability, and I think it's a very important thing for, I think, a long-term sustenance of the planet. While I think globally a lot of initiatives, I think India also has been a pioneer and a front runner. A lot of initiatives they have taken, and even the real estate sector, which is one of the largest contributor to that, has taken a lot of initiatives there. So how do you see that shaping up the decisions from a sector standpoint, or the solution, offering, models, whatever could help us to maybe get a better perspective on the impact of ESG?
See, there's been a lot of discussion on ESG. As far as the commercial side of the real estate is concerned, ESG is no more a good thing to do, it is a necessity. Because, it's become a commodity, whether it is about the developers providing a green building or a zero carbon initiative which is going on everywhere. The client who is going to come, because, and I'm talking of grade A properties, the client is not going to take your property on lease till the time it is a ESG compliant building. So on the commercial side, this is now, working like an assembly line. It is very important. It will keep on improving. So it is more about innovation, improvement, constant improvement. The challenge lies on the residential side, and people have to understand that sustainability, to simplify the conversation, is about two things. Finally, sustainable buildings are economically more viable and cheaper, because in the longer run, they play a much better role in terms of your health, in terms of the overall energy conservation, and it is really important, and the new consumer is understanding it. The younger generation is going to understand it more. There might be an initial premium on it, because the second is, it is our social responsibility, because if we don't do it, this planet is not going to be worth living, because the way things are going on, it is going to become very challenging. And it is a matter of time that today you see blocks on the road and you can't move. You will have a problem where you will have a very difficult life, and you'll be paying a huge premium for not focusing on this. So it is about economic viability and social responsibility. So residentially, a lot of developers are now on zero water consumption, rainwater harvesting is happening, grey water recycling is happening, solar power is being given a lot of focus. So these things have to be kept in mind. What is outside your home is as important as what is inside your home. Design elements are going to become very important. Designs need to be very intelligent in terms of, when you go home, it is well lit, it is airy, so on and so forth. It is a way of life, and ESG will keep on kind of being the most important and cornerstone. If we want real estate to really become the way we are saying and become 15% of the GDP, that also means to a lot of construction. That also means a lot of carbon, where we have to figure out a zero carbon environment by a particular time that government has set.
No, and I mean the first point you mentioned, Ashwinder, in terms of commercial, that it's no more a good to have, but it's a necessity. I have personally seen an actual RFP where the first person who was supposed to get the project, he was dropped because the customer said very clearly, I have given certain carbon commitments. So if I don't have a developer who meets or helps me meet it, I cannot onboard you. So I think that's clearly commercial is moved, and now logically once commercial has done, I think generally the others will follow. Yeah, I think quite helpful.
I would like to add on to what Ashwinder was saying. In fact, I am proud to say here, Navin's, my company, we have pioneered a lot of work we have done on the green buildings, and we are the national green building champions. I never knew we were doing our work, all our residential buildings are green buildings. Anything more than 50,000 square feet, we go and apply to IGBC and get our rating, gold rating or silver, whatever it is, we are getting. So IGBC 2 years back called us and said, you are the national green building champion in residential development because you have the largest footprint of residential green buildings in the entire country. We ourselves do not know because, as both of you were saying, commercial real estate, all builders have moved to green buildings. There is no question. But residential, there is a cost to it and nobody pays for it. People don't realize. But I think the younger generation, they are more seized of this matter about global warming and environmental challenges. I think the future will demand, even in residential, they will start demanding green buildings. And it takes a lot of effort. It has to be alignment. The alignment has to come towards green building in the mindset of the developer. So I think that is going to be a future trend. Demand for green buildings as a desired option will be a future option for developers to adopt.
And some of these secrets which you were not aware of is what contributes to the success of the group, sir, I'm sure. So it does create a brand impact because ultimately consumers see the difference in the product there. So let me take the last one with you. I think, again, a very important question. If you look at, there are so many asset classes we have seen. In the last 3-4 years, transformative. Whether it's co-working, whether it's, you see this REITs which have come in as an investment option, data centers, co-living, right? Lot of, and many more such models which came in. Anything you see from a near future as a potential new offerings that may come in from a sector standpoint, or something which as investors we should look at?
See,
as a new growth engine,
especially from the perspective of Bangalore, city of Bangalore, where a lot of young talent is coming, a lot of youngsters, a lot of educational opportunities, and skill development. There will be more of youth coming in. I think co-living is one aspect which will catch up. Rather than homes, families, they may be mobile. They may be moving from one city to another. But Bangalore being an attraction for all the talents. So there could be a demand for co-living, which can go up.
Which today complete potential is not used.
Not used. Similarly, co-working also will expand more and more because now the large houses are hiring office space. There could be all small players. So they will also be needing. So co-working and co-living is going to be defining the future. Plus, of course, green buildings. Yeah.
Actually, in our group, 2 areas which are of immense focus, and we are already doing a couple of projects in both these are, one is senior living, because we see tremendous requirement on the senior living space, especially for cities like Mumbai and Bangalore, which are metros, maybe not that much in NCR. But these 2 cities, senior living is going to become very important. There is a demand. And another thing which is coming up, which is very interesting, is religious tourism, where people after the age of 60 want to go and live in Ayodhya for 30 days, or people want to go to Amritsar and they want to stay there for 20-30 days. So religious tourism, you want to go to Kashi Vishwanath, you want to book 7 days each because you don't want to hurry. So religious tourism in the next 2-3 years, you will realize, is going to be a new asset class which will start emerging in India.
And clearly, as I'm getting older, both senior living and religious tourism will be important for me. Yes. No, I think I'm sure a lot more such new things will come up. And again, I want to thank Dr. Kumar and you as well for, I think, the wonderful, insightful session. Let me end with maybe 2 lines. I think whenever we move across, we generally see beautiful buildings. I always realize this is something like the seeds we sow, right? We see the tree, we see the fruit, but we forget the seeds. And I think many of the developers in the South are the people who have sown those seeds, who have been the pioneers, who have contributed what today we see as a very fantastic development in terms of this particular sector. So thanks to them again, and thanks to both of you for your time and I think inspiring words as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Can I please have a bigger round of applause for all of them? I'll request all of you to please kindly wait on stage. I'll request Mr. Shabbir Kanchwala, Principal Global Network for Zero, to kindly please come up on stage and hand over the token of appreciation to all of them. Mr. Shabbir, good to see you again. Good morning. Please give him a big round of applause as well, ladies and gentlemen. Can I please have the token of appreciations on stage, please? Thank you so much. Let's get the appreciation going. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, thank you. Thank you. We'll now be doing a group photo with all of you together, please. If I may request all of you to please kindly go there at the front and do a group photo, sir, over there. Sure, I feel this will be better. Samne, I request all of you to kindly please come over here and do the group photo. So please. Thank you so much to all of you for sharing all those wonderful insights and knowledge. We truly value your expertise and all the wonderful insights that you shared. Thank you so much.